Welcome to Humble Narcissist Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Stephen.
I'm Dillon.
And this week we are going to be talking about, due to it being spooky season.
Beginning of spooky season.
Beginning of spooky season in the first week of October, we are going to go through the top 10 most scary movies according to
Rotten Tomatoes.
Some of them we haven't seen, so we won't really have much comments on it, or one of us has seen it and the other one has not. But
Is that what we're going to do first?
I'm fat and out of breath. We will get to that. We'll do our usual stuff, like just to catch up of like what have you been up to this week and that kind of stuff, and then we'll get into.
Well, what have you been up to this week?
This week I have finally gotten a therapy session scheduled, so there's that. This weekend in Greenfield we're going to have Riley Days, which for those of our listeners that don't know what that is,
terrible.
It is a shopping festival in Greenfield, Indiana, which is our hometown, and they celebrate James Whitcomb Riley, who was the town drunk. My family has lived there for generations and has passed that story down to all their kids about how he used to throw beer bottles at children. And now we do a parade where we bring flowers to him.
Yep.
Which is also the person that the Riley Hospital is named after here in Indiana.
I mean, it's better than small bottles of booze.
Right. True. I mean, I have no real proof other than what my family has told me over the years. So we'll say allegedly he threw beer bottles at kids, but I mean, I believe it. Usually those like children's poets and stuff like that, they have a little bit of a dark side to them.
They do. Writers usually do.
Not as dark as like, let's say P. Diddy, but it's still kind of dark. But they're doing the shopping festival, so I will be getting my beef jerky that I get once a year. So that's big excitement for me.
I'll just probably get fair food.
I was going to say, I don't shop for all the little stuff that they have there.
I only go for the food.
That's the same with me. It's always the same food, too. I always want steak tips, the beef jerky, and a lemon shake-up. Those are my three big that I always have to get. Oh, and the pineapple whip.
What happened to the apple dumpling thingy?
They don't really do them anymore.
I know.
And it's never like as good as they used to be.
Right.
I remember one year we went to Riley Days and there were no apple dumplings, but then we went to Canal Days that was happening the same weekend in Metamora, Indiana. Mm-hmm. And at the very end, I found the apple dumpling group or the dumpling booth. Mm-hmm. And there was these two ladies in front of me. And I heard the woman at the counter talking about how, well, these are the last two dumplings and we're done. And I thought to myself, I swear to God, if you both get a dumpling, I will drown you both in this fucking canal.
Did you?
No, I didn't have to because they were two of those annoying skinny people who were like, we should just split a dumpling because I can't eat the whole thing by myself. And my fat ass was back there like, I can.
I can eat both of them.
I could too. So I got my apple dumpling that year. But now it's so weird because it used to be whenever with the apple dumplings at Riley Days, they would do like the soft serve ice cream with it. Mm-hmm. There's one booth that does it, but they do like scooped like Kroger brand ice cream into it.
Because it's cheaper. And
I hate it. Mm-hmm. But there is the pineapple whip ice cream there that's really good. That's always on the corner of 40 and 9.
Yeah.
And that's where I'll be going. I think they only take cash though. So
no, they take card.
They take card now?
Yeah, I paid with my card last year.
Well, forever, a lot of those places downtown is like cash only, and
right.
But now everybody has the little like phone e-readers or whatever.
Swipe.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited for that. I hope that the Amish people are there. They take cards now too, which kind of seems like it goes against the Amish ways, in my opinion. Because aren't they supposed to like not do electronics?
But you gotta do what you gotta do to make money.
That's true. They always have the best bread and like
they always best baked goods.
Baked goods. Their apple. They have like apple fritters sometimes. My favorite is their pumpkin bread. Mm-hmm. Oh, and their pumpkin rolls, man. Mm-hmm. So freaking good. I can't wait. I love this season. October is my favorite. Today is October 2nd, which just so happens to be my mother's anniversary with my father, who has passed. And while I was downstairs, I did the math. They would have been married now for, I believe, 42 years.
Nice.
So I didn't come from a broken home like you, so...
Yeah. Just because I don't know my dad don't mean shit.
I wouldn't say it's broken per se, just you don't know your daddy. But that's fine. You can go get yourself a daddy.
Yeah, I'm good.
But we have that going on. And then Friday, which I'll report back with this on the podcast next week.
If you come back alive.
I will come back alive. Corey Corey has set up with a friend of his. We're doing the Indiana Sanatorium haunted thing, where you go there at night and like you have it to yourselves for like the whole night and then see if it's haunted and stuff.
So are there other people who go as well?
Yes.
So you're not really by yourself?
No. It's a group of, it's a work friend of his that they do it every year and they have like their own ghost hunting equipment and we are going with them. So, we're going to see if we see any spooky things.
Yeah.
Which I've always wanted to do like a ghost hunt type thing. My only fear, because I do believe in paranormal stuff, is that something's going to follow me home. And that's my biggest fear out of this thing, because I don't want to have to burn my house down.
Sage your house.
I've seen enough dead files to know that if you sage wrong,
Reiki master.
if you sage wrong, you trap the spirits in your house so that they can't get out.
We'll sage the house before, so then whatever's in here is just trapped, and then whatever's out there can't come in.
Well, what if it turns out that something's trapped in here that I don't want to be in here?
Well, then you divorce your husband.
Shut up, Dylan. I'm not divorcing my husband. I want him here. But I'm pretty excited for that. I think that's going to be pretty exciting. I do think that I will probably get spooked out.
You probably will.
So I'll probably end up sitting in like the control center or whatever for a lot of the time.
Right.
I kind of hope that, as Dylan mentioned to me earlier, that one of the ghosts calls me a faggot, because then that can go straight into the act. And then I can be like,
so funny.
The only thing that Roz and I have in common, other than being a part of the LGBTQ community, is that we got called a fag by a ghost. Right. And that would be hilarious. But I'm really excited for it. I'm nervous.
That'll be fun. You guys will have fun.
I think so. So we'll see what happens.
That's cool.
Hopefully I don't get attacked by like the...
So where is this place?
I have no idea. I don't know where I'm going. That's part of the joy, I guess. I just hope that like a spirit doesn't attack me like in 13 Ghosts. That was a good scary movie. Did you ever watch that one?
I did.
That's what I'm really up to. We have some video games coming out next week, which is Metaphor, so I'll be playing that a lot. What have you been doing, Dylan?
Not really much, just work. Getting ready for spooky season. I love this time of the year.
I do too.
Fall, spring are my two favorite seasons.
Because it's not super hot and not super cold.
Right, it's hoodie weather.
Which is why I can wear my cardigans.
Exactly, I can wear my hoodies again.
I can wear my possum cardigan, and that makes me really excited because I love all my cute little cardigans.
Well, good.
Last week we watched, I want to talk about one show because before we get into it, Agatha. What did you think of episode 3 of Agatha?
I really like the show, and I love how everyone's like, oh, it's going to bomb. It's going to bomb. It hasn't bombed.
I really like it so far. I love all of the little like spoilers that people are discovering. Like one of the things that cracked me up the most this week was with Funko Pop, which they're going to get the wrath of Disney for.
Yep.
Because they released their Agatha season 2 Funko Pop They released their Agatha All Along Funko Pop, and on the back of it, it says collect them all, and it shows Wiccan and Death, and it's Aubrey Plaza's character and Joe Locke's character. So I imagine they are going to be facing some wrath because they didn't want that revealed just yet. I imagine, like, they know everybody knows that Joe Locke is Wiccan.
That's why I was hoping it was just going to be a cop-out, and he wasn't.
Right. But, like, the one that came as a shock to everybody was Aubrey Plaza. Like, now we know she's Death. And that's freaking cool. Right. I think she's a great pick for that because of, like, who she is and, like, how weird she is. But I liked this episode. I like that they did the trial, and this one was geared towards...
They finally brought Mephisto, name-dropped him into it.
Yep. Well, in the comics, Mephisto was the one that like gave Agatha her kid, or not Agatha, gave Scarlet Witch her kids back.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They were made with like part of his soul or something like that.
Oh.
But
Damn,
then
Vision's not the father.
no, he's not. But then you have I liked that they did that episode all about like geared towards Shashir's witch.
Sashir?
Yeah, like what's her witch's name?
Jennifer.
Jen. I liked that it was geared towards her. So I want to see the other ones that are geared towards the other witches.
Who do you think's gonna die tonight?
I've seen rumors that people think that Patti LuPone's character is going to die. Her and I think that in the end they're saying that they think that the only ones that make it out is Jen, Agatha, and Wiccan.
I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, that's what people are speculating, but we don't know if it's true or
Honestly,
not.
I could see them kill off all of them, and then by the time when they get to the end of the Witch's Road, what if to turn Agatha into an anti-hero, so she still kind of redeems herself, she brings all of her people back to life.
Aw, I would like that. Like, that's what she wants in the end, is her powers and her friends back. Mm-hmm. I would like that. I think that would be a really nice little twist, especially to bring back Mrs. Hart / Sharon.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Mrs. Hart.
So, do you think that... So, there are a few rumors as to why people think that she's dead. One is that they didn't put her hair in the potion. That's the one I think is right.
Well, yeah,
because they
still, when she was still breathing.
Right. Jen said we need everybody's hair.
Yeah. And
then they also, another thing is that they're saying that she wasn't a real witch, and they say that if you're not a real witch, then you can't be on the road. Mm-hmm. So they're saying that maybe that was it. But then the other one is that in the song, it says that when one falls, they'll continue on with spirit as our guide. So they're thinking that she's going to be like a spirit guide for them.
Okay.
Which theory do you think?
Well, I hope she's a spirit guide because I want her back because she is the funniest.
She really is. But I have to say, I think theory one is the one that's right. They just didn't put her hair in it.
Right.
But
there were some good one-liners, like when Patti LuPone, when they opened up the oven, and she's like, no, I had a friend, she had a nice house. I've been through this before.
I had a friend who got burned alive in an oven once. She had a nice house too. I love that show so far. I think that it definitely rivals like WandaVision. I think that it's up there with that.
Do you think this next episode's going to be that 70s style one?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be geared towards the Blood Witch.
She's the protection witch.
I thought she was the blood witch.
Like, she's a witch by blood, but I guess
so.
She's their protection witch.
Sure.
She needed like a green witch, a protection witch, a potions witch, and a seer. Mm-hmm. And she's the protection, which is why she was like a security guard, I think is why they did that in the first episode. Well, second episode. But I liked the little wine thing. You can tell that she's protective of Teen, and she wants to make sure that he's okay, which I like that they said that she sacrificed her son for the Darkhold, but like, I think that what it showed because like the wine that they drank was poisoned and it had made them see visions. And I think her vision of her son in the cradle when she threw it back and it was the
Darkhold,
book.
yeah.
I think based off her reaction, I kind of think that she didn't necessarily give up her son of free will to get it.
Yeah.
Like he was just taken. Mm-hmm. But then there's some theories that say that they think that death took her son and that's how she got the Darkhold. But I'm really excited for this season. I think that it's going to be really, really good.
I haven't been really excited about Marvel in a while.
No.
It's kind of been in its flop era.
It's definitely been flopping, but like this season has like sparked my like love for Marvel again. Like I did like the Marvels and all that, but like it kind of felt kind of stale.
Yes.
I do have to say that I am a little tired of like the fan base just immediately like attacking anything that's like female driven.
I know.
Like there are female heroes. Like get over it, people.
Exactly. Like not all of them are Scarlett Johansson.
Right. And now that we're going to have Wiccan out, we're going to have a gay hero too. So in your face. I'm pretty excited.
With Hulkling.
Well, did you see that because people were saying that they want Kit Harington to be...
He doesn't want to do it, though.
He doesn't want to do it because he said that he thinks that people will get tired of him and Joe being a couple through everything.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I am not sick of seeing Tom Holland and Zendaya together. So I'm okay if those two are still together. Because now that, like, I don't have a choice and Joe Locke is definitely Wiccan, I kind of want Kit Harington to be Hulkling because I think that in my crazy head, they make such a cute couple.
Gosh.
Speaking of celebrities, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on this, but like if you guys have not fallen down the P. Diddy rabbit hole, you should fall down that rabbit hole on TikTok.
Yep, and we thank Beyonce for our podcast.
I would like to thank Beyonce because without her, I could not be here doing this mediocre podcast with all of one viewer.
That's not your niece.
That's not my niece because she told me today that there's no way she's listening to it, which was kind of hurtful. But that's fine.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just talk about it in therapy.
Your mom watches it sometimes.
She never watches it. Don't let her lie to you.
She watched the episode she was in.
Okay, that doesn't really count. But we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to start our list of the top 10 scary movies according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Yay.
Woo!
You okay there?
I'm trying to have fun, Dylan. We are back. Dylan has the list pulled up, and we are going to...
Thanks to Rotten Tomatoes.
Thank you, Rotten Tomatoes. We're going to talk about the list of the top 10 scary movies of all time.
And then we'll talk about if we agree if they should be on that list or not.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So let's start with number 10.
Is it?
Are we talking It 1 or It 2, or does it not say?
It doesn't specify. I read the book, though.
Is it the original or the...
Let's talk about the original first.
So I don't remember much of the original because it freaked me out as a kid.
Right. I remember us watching it one Halloween at my house.
It freaked
me and Kelsey.
Well, it freaked me out because,
Edwards,
like,
maybe.
oh yeah, she was probably there. It was Halloween. But it freaked me out as a kid because of that scene at the end where it turns into the giant spider.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that at all. Like, the clown part never bothered me. My husband's petrified of clowns, but
Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry never bothered me as it. But I didn't really like it as a kid.
So what did you think of the remake?
I kind of liked the remake, but also, like, it didn't really freak me out either. I don't know. Maybe it's harder to scare me than I think it is because, like, I didn't think it was very scary.
Right. I don't remember much from the old one. I remember John Ritter was in it. The original.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was one of the adults.
Well, I don't remember everything he was in.
I just remembered he was in it. But I don't... I remember the book more. The book was really good.
Yeah, I remember that you told me that in the book, like, the girl was a hoe. And, like, they were all, like, banging her.
I don't think I told you that.
I'm pretty sure you're the only one that's read it that I know of.
I don't think I told you that.
Isn't that what happens in the book, though?
I think so, but I don't remember. I haven't read that in probably 20 years.
Oh, well, you're the only one that I know of that would talk it with me. So you can't say that it wasn't you because no one else I know will talk about clowns with me.
Right.
Anyway.
So,
do you think that it belonged on the list? That's a no, Dylan.
Do you?
I think that it belongs on there because I know that it freaks out a lot of people. It's just one that's never really freaked me out.
Okay. So, before we go to number 9, do you find, like, slashers scary, or...
It depends on
ghosts?
the slashers. The ghosts ones are usually the ones that get me the most.
I agree, because they freak me out, too.
Like, the slasher type ones, they freak me out if, like, based off of, like, how realistic it seems. Because the ones that are just, like, ridiculous and how, like, they're killing people, I'm like, well, that's just dumb.
Right.
But, for example, Pooh, Blood and Honey. That one I thought was just ridiculous. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah, because it looks stupid.
Have you watched it?
No.
Oh, it was so bad, Dylan. It was like a D-rank horror movie where like they say that Christopher Robin left them so they didn't have food or anything. So the 100 Acre Woods characters all killed and ate each other. So it was just Piglet and Pooh left. So then they went on a killing spree.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really care for it, but Pooh was hard to kill. To be honest though, I would watch that again before I'd watch it again. But it also has Welcome to Dairyville coming out.
Yes, that one might be good because that is
a series.
Bill Skarsgård's gonna be it again, so that'll be good.
Okay, let's move on to number 9.
All right, so this one I've never seen. Is Insidious.
You've never seen Insidious?
Never seen Insidious.
Insidious, I will say that one did kind of freak me out.
Is it more of a ghost type?
It's more of a ghost.
So, okay, paranormal.
Because what it is that this guy, when he was a child, like had this demon following him, and he, like, in a sense made it locked out from being able to access him, and then as he gets older, like the demon finds its way back through him and his son because they can astral project. So then they have to get the help of this psychic lady to lock the doors again. I really liked it. It had Barbara Hershey in it, and every time I saw her in it, I just kept thinking about how...
Waiting for her to steal someone's heart?
Yes, because she was Cora in Once Upon a Time, and every time like she was fighting these ghosts in this, I was just like... Girl, you have magic. You can beat those ghosts easy.
She don't have magic there.
Well, all I can associate her with now, instead of like it used to be beaches, but now it's Once Upon a Time. That's the only thing that I can associate her with. But Insidious was really good. It also had a Rose Byrne. Is that her name?
Is it?
She played the mom.
Okay.
But it's a whole series. There's a bunch of them out. You would probably like them. They're kind of freaky.
Okay. I'll have to see if I can find them anywhere.
Definitely, I think that one should be on the list because that one definitely got me jumping.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So since Dylan hasn't really seen this one, we will move on to number 8.
Oh, this one's your favorite. That's where you got your sweater fetish from. Sinister.
I hate Sinister, and what he's talking about with the sweater is that I love old man sweaters, as you can see, and cardigans.
And Ethan Hawke wore old man sweaters the whole freaking movie. He wore this
white old man sweater, and I'll never forget it because Edwards turned to me and said, "Hey, he's wearing your sweater." And it was like the exact same, looked like the exact sweater I had on. So they made fun of me and talked about how I'm the dad in the horror movies.
Didn't she bring McDonald's in with her?
That was to Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
She brought it to the last Harry Potter movie, and I'll always remember that. She snuck McDonald's in her purse, drink and all. And it was very impressive. But she did ruin Sinister for me because a lot of people think that that's scary, but I just can't. I can't take it serious because of her. Because what Sinister is it's that one where it's about like the kids are being possessed by the demon. He's all up in your house stealing your kids and shit. And he gets the kids to kill the family. And the scene where Ethan Hawke finds the videos of the kids that killed all their parents... I will never forget it because there was one that said lawn work, and Edwards just leans over to me and she goes, "Kid's gonna run over him with a lawnmower." And I'm like, no, they're not. There's no way that's where this is going. It can't be that obvious. And then sure enough, that's what happens. So then the best thing about going to see a horror movie with her is she giggles as people are getting killed.
Right?
She's like, and so I start laughing and people are looking at us like we're insane. And then like the pool party one, she's like, gonna drown them all in the pool. And sure enough, that's what happened. So I can't take Sinister serious because of her.
Have you tried watching it again?
I have, and I still think back to those moments. But
I haven't watched it in years.
I can't take it serious anymore. So for that reason alone, I'm going to say I don't think Sinister belongs on that list because
I can agree with that.
I can't take it serious. It's just ridiculous to me.
All right.
Number 7.
Halloween.
Ew. Halloween is a really good one. That's one of the first ones that my mom ever introduced me to with Jamie Lee Curtis. That one freaks me out because I could see, it makes me think of like, because he's clearly a stalker, how he stalks his sister and he wants to kill her. that I could see happening. So it kind of freaks me out. Except the newer one where he just would not die, like that just annoyed me.
Like the new ones that Jamie Lee Curtis came back for, because he hasn't died in any of them.
Well, there was that scene in the newest one where like the town came together and they tried to kill him, and then he magically gets up and like starts killing them.
Kills her daughter.
Yeah, and kills everybody out there that were trying to kill him.
Yeah.
That was the moment where I was like, this is stupid. Because like, no way would all of these people lose to this one dude with a freaking kitchen knife. Mm-hmm. So up until that point, I'd say Halloween was always a very good scary movie to me. It's a good one to watch on Halloween.
I remember Tyra Banks was in one of them.
She was in the one that was like a crappy little spinoff where like they tried to do like a reality show where you had to survive in the house that Michael was. Uh-huh. It was her and it was a rapper. Which rapper was it? Some rapper was in it, and like
Ice Cube? No,
but they all pretty much died. That one I didn't care for, but the original Halloweens, like 1, 2, and 3, I like those. I will even go so far as to say that up into H2O, those were the good ones.
H2O, was that the one where she had a son instead of a daughter?
She had the son, and it was Josh Hartnett, I think was who it was. I liked all the way up until that, and then I thought it fell off.
So I don't understand. How did she have a son, but then she had a daughter?
Well, they can be different ages.
No, but like the son never came back for anything. So why are the timelines different?
I don't know, but would you come back to town if your mom had a killer brother that was always trying to kill her if you were around her?
No.
Exactly. Especially if he came after you, Dylan, and you survived it. Are you going to go hang out with mom?
Would you?
No.
You wouldn't hang out with your mom with all your mommy issues?
No, I've told her that if she were like Murder, She Wrote, and everywhere she went, someone got killed, I'd be like, you don't need to come visit me. We can just talk on the phone. And that would have been it. Because I don't want to die. That's not a part of my fantasy.
Gotcha.
I will say Halloween, I do believe belongs on that list.
Okay.
So, do you believe?
I think it could be. It's a good one. It's like the classics like that, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th.
Ooh, yeah.
They're all the classics.
Freddy always got me. Freddy, and then when I was a real little kid, Chucky used to get me. But now I just love Chucky.
Did you see Chucky got canceled?
I did see that the Chucky series got canceled, and that was very upsetting for me, and I don't want to revisit it right now. Because it's still fresh, and I loved that series. Because I always liked Chucky's series and like his movies as I got older, because I realized that you don't take it serious. It's just a funny horror slasher film.
Yeah.
And that's why I love him, because it's funny and gory. So
number 7, are we on 7 or
I believe we are on number 6.
Okay, number 6
7 was Halloween.
Is The Ring.
I hated The Ring. I'm just gonna say it.
I mean, it could have had potential. It was PG-13, so they couldn't do too much craziness.
Well, we also that was one of them that we took from Japan, because in Japan it was known as Ringu. So I will say that the Japanese one I thought was better. Ours was just, it did not pique my interest. Little girl climbing out of the well, coming to kill you in 7 days. I do, however, that is one of the only funny parts of Scary Movie 3 that I love.
Yes.
So with the ring on Scary Movie 3, that was probably the best ring thing ever.
They made so many different spoofs on it, because it was so easy to spoof.
But like Brenda fighting the girl from The Ring was the best, because she was like, Cindy, the TV is leaking, and then like where she's fighting her, and she's like, this bitch is ruining my carpet. That was the best Ring parody ever. That and then I loved when they called Cindy and it's all staticky and it's like, and she's like, what? And they're like, and she's like, who's gay? And they're like, no, 7 days. That was my favorite. Other than those two scenes in Scary Movie 3, I didn't like it. But, like, I did see that, like, not to change gears here, but Anna Faris and Regina King, not Regina King, oh, shoot, what is her name? Regina Hall. Regina Hall had both said that they would come back. So
if the
long as
Wayans.
yeah, if the Wayans and if the other girl came back with them. So
Who's the other girl?
like Anna, like Regina said that she'd come back if Anna came, and Anna said she'd come back if Regina came.
Well, yeah, because they made it funny.
I know. I hope that they do another one, but yes, the Wayans brothers have to be like a part of it.
Yeah, they have to do it.
Allegedly, Marlon is in on the Diddy stuff, so.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Well, number 5.
Number 5 is
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So I've never seen the original.
I've never seen the original either. I've only seen all the remakes.
I will say that the remake one, the only thing I remember from it was the very beginning where the girl pulled the gun out of her cage and shot herself.
I remember when he cut the dude's leg off and hung him up and then put his salt on his leg, like his stub.
Oh my God, I don't remember that at all. Yeah, the only thing I remember...
That was when the Seventh Heaven girl was in it.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I remember from it was them sitting there, the girl shooting herself with the cooch gun. That's why, to this day, if I see somebody on the side of the road, I am not stopping. I don't care who they are.
Right.
Because I don't want to see a cooch gun again. And... that's all I remember from Texas Chainsaw. That and that Jessica Biel was the final girl, so she was the
only
one that
for
lived.
one of them. And then what's-her-face became the final girl after that.
Who?
She played Annabeth in Percy Jackson, the movie.
She was in that?
Yeah, she was in the
Texas
other...
Chainsaw 2?
I don't know if 2, but she was in the other remakes of it.
Oh. Well...
Because there's been like 5 or 6 different remakes.
Yeah, there has. I will say that I can see why that one's on the list.
Did you watch the newest one that came out, the most recent one that came out?
No, I don't think so.
I guess the original Final Girl came back for this one.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Well, I have not seen it, but... Or maybe I have. Maybe I have, because they, like, end up in the town, don't they?
Yeah, because they, like, rent out the town or something.
Yep, I have seen that one. I didn't realize that the original girl was in that.
Yeah, that old lady was the final girl.
Oh, I did not know that. I will say that I see why that one's on the list, though, because I know that it freaked out a lot of people.
Yeah, because didn't they use, like... What? No, it was Night of the Living Dead that used real dead bodies.
What?
Yeah, there's, like, a scene, a movie where they used human corpses or something.
Oh my God,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Let me see what movie it was, because...
I didn't think that they could do that. I thought that that was against the law.
Actual...
That is insane if that's real, Dylan. Yeah, I don't think they can do that.
Apocalypse Now in 1979, the movie... Yeah. They didn't use real bodies because the police intervened. There was a
rightfully so.
And they fired the grave. Okay, 7 movies that used real human remains.
What?
Apocalypse Now is one of them, apparently. Poltergeist. Men Behind the Sun, never heard of that. Dawn of the Dead, the original.
I don't know if I believe that this is real.
Unrest.
I don't think they can do that.
It was the 70s.
Shut up. Anyway, so do you think Halloween should be, or not Halloween, which one? Texas Chainsaw. Do you think that should be on the list?
I could see why it's on the list. I mean, I didn't find it super. It's a slasher.
So we are on number 4 now? Number 4.
What do you think it is?
Is this the one that I recall you telling me I think it might be The Shining?
It is. I'm surprised you actually remember.
Dylan has never seen The Shining.
I've never seen The Shining.
I will say that I like The Shining. It's very slow. Mm-hmm. Shelley Duvall was at her best in that. Not crazy.
I heard the scariest part was her cigarette ash.
No, in my opinion, the scariest part in that whole movie is where he's chasing his son through the maze because like he wants to kill him.
Is that when it's like frozen or whatever?
He ends up getting
Okay.
lost in the maze, but his son did it all the time with his mom, so like he knew the way through the maze. But that one I didn't find super scary. One of my favorite moments though is where he bursts through the door and like it's her like with the knife. That's one of my favorite moments because she's sitting there and it looks so funny because like she's freaking out, he's breaking through, and then you also have that scene where like the woman ghost lures him into the room, Jack Nicholson, and then like she goes from like a beautiful woman to like this nasty looking old lady that like charges at him when she's nude.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. You should watch it because it's a real classic.
Okay.
But you can stay at that hotel, and I believe it's in Utah or Colorado. I won't, but some people do. I can definitely see why that's on the list. It didn't really freak me out, but I can see why it's on the list.
Okay.
If we're on number 4 and there's only 3 more, I'm hoping Freddy's on there. Because Nightmare on Elm Street was one of the big ones for me. What's number 3?
Number 3 is The Conjuring.
The Conjuring was creepy, and so much has spun off from The Conjuring. I definitely see why that one's up there. The witch thing, that kind of freaked me out, like with the house and all that.
I didn't like when they went over to the British side.
No, but
I didn't like that one, but I also didn't like the Annabelle, like the old country schoolhouse with the little girl with the Annabelle doll.
The one that always got me when it came to The Conjuring, like the scene, was where the girl goes and like she's staying in her sister's room because she's freaked out, and like the wardrobe is like moving.
Yeah.
And when they open it and nothing's there, and then the witch is on top of the wardrobe. That scene, I will admit, made me jump in the theaters because I did not see that coming. And then the witch attacks them. But speaking of The Conjuring, I believe it is on Max, you can watch the story of the real Conjuring house.
Oh, really?
With the family that lived there and everything. It's wild. So like I would suggest people go out and watch that if they enjoy The Conjuring, because it is very interesting.
Okay.
And you can look up stuff where it's all about that. And that annoying Zach Baggins isn't a part of it, so that makes it even better.
Oh, he isn't?
No.
Okay, good. I was going to say,
I don't really like the paranormal stuff that has him in it because I can't stand in ghost adventures where they're like, what was I? What was I?
Yeah.
And the one part, and I tell you this all the time, that drives me the most crazy in it is like if a ghost supposedly touches a girl and she's like, oh my God, some just touched me. Then the guy's like, pick on someone your own size. Pick on someone your own size. And then like the ghost touches them and they're like, oh my God, it touched me. And it's like, you asked it to. Oh my God, I should do that Friday.
Yes.
Pick on someone your own size. Oh, why would it touch me, Dylan? Why would it touch me?
You need to have like a Blair Witch moment.
With my camera.
Yes.
I'm so scared right now. I
Just post on TikTok.
hurry up and buy followers so I can do a live. I'm
Yes.
so scared right now. Corey, and look over and tell him that he needs to just like be standing in the corner like in the Blair Witch Project. Anyway, I could see why that's on there. The Conjuring, I would say that the one that gets me more is Annabelle, the creepy doll. That one gets me. Did you know that was really just a Raggedy Ann doll?
Yes.
Crazy
I
stuff.
know.
Anyway, we are on to number 2.
It's called Hereditary. I've never seen
that.
it.
So we both have never seen number 2, which is Hereditary. The only thing I know about it is that Toni Collette is in it.
That she got yassified, or at least in the memes.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that really either. So I will refrain from commenting because I don't know anything. So
I just remember that she got yassified. I like Toni Collette. She's probably one of my favorite actors.
yassified more than Glenn Close.
You're right.
In what was that movie? God. Oh, it was so good on Netflix. I watched it. Why can't I remember the name of it?
Deliverance.
Glenn Close. You guys need to watch that because that scene.
I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
I know, but it still cracks me up, and occasionally it pops up. And I saw on TikTok somebody did a Barbie and like messed it up so it looked just like her, and it has like the sharp teeth and everything, and they're like reenacting the scenes where it's like, I can smell you, and like cutting out. Oh, so good. Anyway, what is number 1, Dylan?
What do you think it is?
Well, again, I wish it were Nightmare on Elm Street because that's one of my all-time favorites. I would even take Friday the 13th because of Jason, but I do remember you telling me this in the restaurant today when we went to dinner for my mother's anniversary.
Number 1 is
Exorcist.
Poltergeist.
Oh, it was Poltergeist?
Yes.
I thought you said it was The Exorcist.
Oh, it was The Exorcist. Just kidding.
Oh, see, I remember better than you do.
Yeah, I know, and I just looked at it like 2 seconds ago.
Exorcist, I watched as a kid once, and I never watched it again. It didn't bother me, really. The one thing that I'll always remember is your mother sucks cocks in hell. That's the one line that stuck with me, where the little girl got possessed. And
honestly,
like, her
the
head
only
spun.
thing I remember about
Scary
it.
Movie 2?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the only thing I remember about it.
With the priest.
Them singing downstairs.
Yes. And she pees and she rubs her head in it.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to rewatch the Scary Movies. That's all Scary
Only the
Movie
first
2.
two.
The first 2 is the only ones that you need to watch, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to rewatch it now because that's all I'm thinking about too. When you said The Exorcist, that and he's like Father, Father, and he's over because she just like keeps like making tongue motions at him.
Yes.
Such a good movie.
So to the actual Exorcist.
I definitely see why it's on there because it freaked out a whole generation.
They just did a remake or something, didn't they? Was it any good?
I didn't watch it. It didn't freak me out at all. But I'm surprised that Poltergeist wasn't on that list.
I know, me too, because I totally thought that was Poltergeist.
Poltergeist is another one that you can, on Max, you can see the real story of the house and all that.
Okay.
But then you have, I liked Poltergeist more than I did Exorcist. I can see why it's on the list, but it's not one of my scaries.
So now that we went through the list, you want to talk about honorable mentions?
Yeah, because let's do honorable mentions because I feel like Freddy should have been on there. Freddy creeped me out as a kid.
Okay.
There was that scene where for a while, here's some tea on how crazy I am. Because in A New Nightmare, I think, where that kid would sleep with his toy dinosaur at the foot of his bed to protect him. I thought that would work for a little bit. So I put Beanie Babies at the end of my bed. But I was only like 6 or 7, something like that. But I love Freddy. And then Friday the 13th, that one I think should have been on there because Jason freaks me out. And then they're doing Camp Crystal Lake or whatever soon.
Yeah, so that'll be nice.
I'll be watching that. I'll also be watching the Freddy series that's supposed to be coming out.
I'm surprised Amityville wasn't on it.
Amityville, I'm surprised as well because that one...
It was a true story.
Right, and that's another one that you can look up the true story about. I'm surprised that...
The remake was
Right, like, I could get rid of some of those movies and make a scarier list, in my opinion, but it's not necessarily what I find scary. It's what everybody, I guess, finds scary.
Exactly. Well, it's all about perception, and everyone has a different opinion on.
So let me ask this. So is there any that I didn't say that you want to add?
I mean, there's a couple that are fun. Like, I liked I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, yeah.
I read the book.
They're redoing that, too.
Yes. I didn't really watch any of the sequels. Scream wasn't bad.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe Scream wasn't on there. Scream, that one didn't really get me, but I liked it. I liked the story and all that. And, like, her boyfriend was totally gay.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on, like, the
what
type.
you find scary.
Slasher,
paranormal,
scary, yeah. What other like subgenres of horror do you think there would be? So slasher, paranormal, thriller.
I'm sure we're forgetting some.
Probably.
But I guess it really comes down to what you're really looking for when it comes to a scary movie.
Yeah.
But well, we will we'll take a quick break and we'll come back with final thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are back with our final thoughts for the week. So I want to know, as a final thought, Dylan, is horror / all of that like supernatural stuff, is that one of your favorite genres of movies?
So I have to be in the mood for it, and it depends on what I'm in the mood for. If I'm in the mood to see someone die and it's gory, I will watch a slasher or Final Destination.
Something that's always cracked me up, something that Katya said, because Trixie once asked her, and I think she's absolutely right, is, why do you think gay people like horror so much? And Katya said, easy. We like to see straight people die. And I think that's true, because I do love horror. I love horror, and then my next one is comedies. Those are my two big ones, and fantasy would be the third. But like, I love horror so much.
But I do too. I have to be in the mood, because I listen to a lot of true crime. So sometimes I like watching true crime,
Right.
things like that, or paranormal. Paranormal is always fun.
Well, have you watched My Crazy X yet on Netflix, Mr.
I
like
started
murder
it.
stuff? You need to watch it, because if you like murder shit, you know I don't really care for the murder stuff, but like true crime, that got me. I was like, this is crazy. So if you guys haven't seen it, you need to watch it too. So with final thoughts, that's really about it that I really have.
Yeah, I would like for this month to just talk about spooky stuff, just different spooky stuff each week.
I will gladly do that.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any ideas for like spooky topics of things that we can talk about, you let us know, and we will.
In the comments,
do that.
like, subscribe.
Like, follow, subscribe. You can listen to us at Humble Narcissists on YouTube.
With an S.
Yeah, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Patreon. Please follow, even if you don't like us. Like, just like us. You can mute us afterwards. I don't care. We just need some followers.
We just need you to not be his niece.
Yeah, we just need you to click and listen for just a second if that's all you want to.
Right.
I'll just take the views. I just need them. That being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful week.
And we'll see you next time.
And enjoy this fall weather.
Bye.
Bye.